Well, we know that it's been a long day and that we're the only thing between you and happy hour, and we have a lot of important information to give you, so we need a wake-up call. I'm Penny Gillespie, co-founder of Yonder, and I bring 5 startups behind me. This is my 5th, and I've spent most of my career creating products. I've done everything ranging from multi-application smart cards for colleges and university students, as well as online banking and mobile banking apps for consumers.
And I'm Cory Steinberg. I've interned for Yonder since September last year. I do mostly research, and I help them design their business plan as well. I'm a current junior at GW, and I'm majoring in information systems, the minor in economics. So now that we have your attention, we have ideas to show you and money to make.
How many of you have children? How many of you have ever tried to solve a problem for your child? Or watch someone else? Or maybe you've even seen a child in your journey that was in dire need of a change in behavior. Maybe it was from eating, maybe it was from focus, maybe it was just being able to exercise common courtesies. The co-founder and I, the co-founder who's not here, we have lived this and we have experienced this with our own children. We both have children that have issues. One has a child with ADD, ADHD, or attention deficit disorder. The other has a child in honors programs and gifted and talented, also known as GT, with a weight management problem. And what we found is we thought that identifying the problem would be the hard part of the task. But what we actually found is in going through the process of why is my child doing this, what is the problem, how do I solve this, we found there were actually no solutions. Yes, there's subject matter experts who look at things in narrow isolation and give you advice, but if you're really trying to solve your child's problem, you really have to look at it holistically, and you're forced to deal with an entire network of individuals and cobble together your own plan. Experiencing this with ourselves, what we found is that there were other parents just like us who had children with problems, couldn't find solutions, and would do anything to solve their children's problems, just like the co-founder and myself. So we decided to start a company because we had success with our own children. We spent 4 years researching our respective issues with our own children and decided to save parents some problems and get them jump-started on the endeavors. So we both have technology backgrounds, so we asked ourselves, how can we use technology? Can we use technology to change children's behavior? How do we allow children to interact with parents in non-intrusive ways? How can we make this work? We met with an array of individuals, parents, teachers, professionals, you name them, psychologists, psychiatrists, nutritionists, weight coaches, and everyone confirmed our thinking that this is a big problem and there's no solution. And as a result, we bring you the Yondrr company.
So the product that we are proposing has 4 criteria that it really has to meet. The first one is that it is connected. Everyone has to be connected to each other. Also, the second is that it must use technology that already exists and is already widespread. The third is it has to be fun to use. And the fourth is that it is visually appealing and it will use cause and effect to promote positive behavior. So as I mentioned, it should be connected, meaning students should be connected to students, students to teachers, teachers to parents, the 3 of them to experts that can help them with any potential problem that may arise, and most importantly, students to parents in a way that seems like the parents aren't nagging the students and annoying them. Now, we also are using existing technologies with this product. The first one is internet. Second one is there is a mobile application portion of it. The third is cloud-based computing for easy, reliable, and safe storage. And the third is a back-end server for instant syncing between all of the other technologies. Also, the product has to be fun to use.
And if you don't believe me, you can check with the experts that we consulted with. What we learned is, sorry about this, Cory, but children under the age of 25 don't do anything or rarely do they do things of their own will unless it's fun.
And well, according to you, yes, I guess I'm a child, and I do agree with that completely. For example, right now I'm actually studying abroad in Barcelona, here for a couple days to present this, and to be honest, the only reason I went there is because I heard it's an amazing time. And that is 100% true. I'm having the best time of my life. However, what I wasn't expecting was that I'm learning more than I ever have in my entire life. Now, maybe I didn't go there for the correct reasons, but my parents will be thrilled that I came back with what I learned.
And so speaking of fun, what we've done is we've incorporated the concept of fun and gaming concepts into an application that is starting out phone-based. There's two types of applications. There's a free application that is downloadable with a second application that is an upgrade. And the free application basically allows children, students, to manage their schedules. And we're talking about 4th through 8th grade, and the reason 4th grade is selected is because 4th grade seems to be the common grade where children anxiously await their paper agendas and perceive them as a rite of passage. The upgrade allows project management and teaches students how to actually create little project plans and take difficult assignments or multi-day assignments and turn them into manageable tasks, fit them on their calendar, and actually have intermittent due dates to help them create their projects on time. One of the things we've continually heard is that one of the reasons middle school students are not successful is because they are not organized and they cannot manage their time. There is an embedded reward system so that anytime you make accomplishments in the area of organization and time management, you're rewarded. It's a 5-tier system, and you can advance to the 5th tier. Rewards are in the form of currency, and you're able to use that currency through your avatar. You interact through the application with your avatar, and you may buy things for your avatar. It's created to be real world-like. And to give you an example, what we're seeing here is you're seeing where, if you notice, the time on both phones is 9:30. One is the parent version of the software, and one is the child version. It's 9:30. Mom has set her calendar so to know that if by 9:30 Alexander has not finished his homework, she's notified. So you see the pop-up on the screen to the right, where Mom's notified Alexander has not done his homework. This is almost a simultaneous transaction taking place because at the same time, Alexander's getting a note from Mom wanting to know, do you need help? I see you're not done with your homework. You also notice that Alexander is able to see he's only 80% completed his homework. Now, is Alexander tired? Does Alexander need some levity? We're not sure. So one of the Yonder characters pops up and offers encouragement and the opportunity for humor. So after this application, our next focus is wait. And the example that you see here is someone is trying to make a decision as to whether they should eat something. And so what they've actually done is they've pressed the help button, and using visualization and reinforcement, which is a common theme in all our product offerings, you see that the vision of, well, perhaps if you eat when you're not hungry, this is what may happen to you. This also tracks food intake, it tracks exercise, it helps make good decisions about what you eat, and again, visual reinforcement. Now, and we don't stop here.
So after that, what we have is actually the web-based interface, which really ties in everything that we mentioned previously. If you actually look to your bottom left, what you see is the Yondr currency part of the web application. So you can see how much Yondr web currency you have. You can purchase items for your avatar, see what there is to purchase, and so that is on your bottom left. On the bottom right, what you have is actually essentially a reproduction of the Yondr Edge product, the first one we mentioned. It's so the student can actually look at their schedule, see what they have to do. They can see how close they are to their goal and see if a day is too busy. If you look to the top right, what you have there is it's basically the creative engine part of Yondr. So what that is, that's one other aspect that actually allows students or children to upload creations that they have, whether that is art, recipes, a story they've written, really anything at all that they are interested in doing. And what it allows them to do is actually find other students through Yondr that have very similar interests. So that way they can connect with people who are like-minded. Now, you might be asking yourself that part of it at least sounds sort of similar to Facebook or any other social networking website, but the differences are with Facebook, for example, that actually is for people to share their thoughts, look at what other people are thinking, and it's for people that are already friends, generally. What this does is it actually allows students to find people that are like-minded with them and interested in what the same exact things that they are doing, and to meet new people through Yondr.
And it's also used as a confidence builder, allowing children to show off what they actually excel in. We pull it all together for parents on our community page, where parents have the opportunity to have dialogue with other parents who are facing similar issues. They have the opportunity to have access to subject matter experts that have been vetted. One of the problems in going down this road is, who do you trust? Because there's a lot of people out there giving advice, but it's not always trustworthy and not always worthwhile. And so with that...
So basically, to just sort of sum up everything that we've said about the product itself, is Yondrr starts with the child, with the Yondrr Edge application, and from there it allows the child to connect with parents, other children's, teachers, everything that I've mentioned previously, and will eventually grow out to allow them to contact experts in their respective field for any help that they may need. So you've seen that we do have the product, but the even better thing is there is a huge market for this. There currently are 37 million students in the United States between from 4th to 12th grade, and also there are 19 million households with children ages 6 to 17. The school enrollment rate is projected to grow at 8% per year between 2009 and 2018. Now, also a large problem in the United States right now is problems with weight and with education. There are currently 12 million overweight children in the United States, and about 18 to 19% of them are considered obese. Also, there is a problem with school dropout rates that has been increasing lately, and especially it is a problem with children who are considered minorities.
And although this product actually is appropriate for most children in grades 4 through 12, we're starting with grades 4 through 8, and we've segmented the market, and we're approaching the market from the perspective of the group that will most benefit. And that is the group of children who have ADD, ADHD, and also are in GT or gifted and talented classes. And there's several reasons we picked them. Aside from the benefit, their parents are usually very actively involved in their involved in their education, and they're also usually have the means to buy products for their children. We take this a step further when we say, okay, this is our segment. It represents about 22% of all students, so it's not a small segment either. We then target areas where two of three characteristics exist. One is large school size within the top 100 of the U.S., affluent county residents where the individuals have a significantly large median income above the U.S. average, and the residents also value education based on the percentage of residents who actually have a bachelor's degree or higher.
So we're actually going to start in Loudoun and Fairfax County in Virginia, two of the wealthiest counties in the nation, and happens to be where the two co-founders are from as well. From there, we actually grow out to other counties in Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina. The reason that we'd be expanding to North Carolina is because many of the advisors are from there, and also the two co-founders are from North Carolina. So it is a place that is close in proximity and will not incur too many travel expenses. The reason that we chose these counties you see on the map are because they live up to at least two out of the three criteria that Penny mentioned, one of which is that they must have a median income above the national average of $51,000 per year. Also, they must have the percentage of adults with a bachelor's degree or higher must be higher than 28%, which is the national average, and they are one of the 100 largest school districts in America. Now, you've seen our marketing plan, but now the good thing about this marketing plan is it has a potential for a huge amount of money, a large revenue.
So far, the other founder and myself have invested $25,000 in this, which has gone predominantly to legal fees. We filed a provisional patent, accounting fees, and also we have our skeleton website up that allows creativity to be viewed and added online, as well as the beginnings of a go-to place for parents. We're at the point now where we need to create a prototype, and we estimate that's about $25,000 to do the prototype and to be able to do corresponding market research with the prototype to make sure that we're hitting the mark. Once that's done, we're ready to start building, and we think we need another $1 million to actually build out the product and to actually do our very aggressive marketing plan where we actually communicate with every school district, with every school and every school district we're targeting, as well as the influencers who are psychologists and national boards who are very in tune to these problems and represent many constituents. From there, once we've gone to market, we need another $1 million to build the product out for the 9th through 12th grade. Now, you may think this is aggressive, but when you look at the numbers, we actually start becoming profitable at the end of year 2, and by the end of year 3, we actually reach $3.7 million. Now, I see some of you going, I don't believe this, but these are really very conservative numbers. And the reason they're very conservative is we've stayed very focused on our market entry niche, which is children with ADD and GT. And all the numbers stem from that class. We've also built in a retention rate, and although the product is available nationally for download, we've really not included very many numbers from that market because we're not targeting it. So we think these are very conservative numbers, and they actually represent, on average, about 5% of the market after 5 years. And based on the demand that we've seen, we've not shared this concept with anyone who hasn't said, my child needs it now.
So you may be asking yourself, well, maybe there's competitors that exist, but when looking at what is out there really isn't any competitor at all that does exist, that does what we are doing. There are competitors that may target one certain area, for example, weight management, task management. They may be a student planner just to plan homework, but there's nothing that looks at it at an integrated approach like Yondrr is. And the reason why no one has done it is because it did require a lot of work to actually discover that. The 2 founders, along with everyone else involved, they've spent countless hours researching and coming up with that everything really is integrated. The weight management, the task completion, really everything is so integrated, as well as the game concept integrated into every single concept. And there really is nothing at all that exists like this right now.
And I think maybe one of the things we forgot to mention is when you look at total market potential, you're actually talking about $2.6 billion.
Right, that's based off of the, what was it, the 18 million children?
Yes, it's 37 million children, a subscription-based model of $6 a month, paid annually for $72 a year. And when you think about it, our research shows that parents of children with ADD, ADHD, for example, are spending at an average of $1,100 on those children. And when you think about it, it's the price of 3 hardback books or maybe 2 trips to the movies. So we feel like it's priced very competitively, and that was actually part of our projective. And the good news is we actually have a group ready to help us deliver. And I'm sure the first question is, what is a ghost? And the ghosts are advisors that have been working with us since day 1. They're currently employed elsewhere and cannot publicly claim their interest in Yondrr, but they are ready to join us when we have the ability to pay them. Connie and I have worked with these advisors for many years. In some cases, we've both worked with them in the past, and in some cases, one of us has worked with them in the past. And the other founder and I have worked with each other in the past and are actually having a lot of fun working together for something that we're very passionate about. One thing you want to know is that this team shares some common experience in the sense that they're all well respected in their fields. They have a passion for Yondrr and its mission. They care about children, and they are very well recognized and respected in their fields. So this is the Yondrr story. We're a software company using cloud, mobile, and SaaS technology to solve problems that are real and that are begging for solutions. We have a potential to reach 37 million children, many of them more than once, and we have the potential to make 3.7 million at the end of 3 years. So we're hoping that you share our interest and that you will invest in Yondrr. We're looking for partners. We're looking for investors. If you want to make a lot of money, you want to improve the life of a child and change the current course of events, we hope you'll consider joining us. If you should invest in us, we'll use your money wisely, and you will start the prototype and the engine for all things Yondrr. Thank you. I'm sure there's questions.
Is your revenue based strictly on the price of the product, or are you also doing advertising?
We are not doing advertising per se. We're reaching out to, and when you think about who influences these children or the parents who make the buy decision, it's the psychologist and it's the head of GT and the head of special ed in the local schools, which is why we're reaching out to them. We're doing it based on this schedule. In month 16, it would be back to school, and we would do a promotion. But until we actually finish our 3-state event and roll out to the east and west, up and down the East Coast, it's really focused on a very small market without national advertising.
So your 3 years projection only includes the Washington area market?
I'm sorry?
The projection that you're showing here is only for the, you saw that you implemented
the tri-state area. No, in month 16, one of the things I guess I omitted to tell you was in month 16, we actually release the product for the 9th through 12th grade. So on month 16, we actually roll out both products to the local area. And from there, we actually roll out from Massachusetts, from Boston to Florida, which represents about I think about 70% of the U.S. population. So those numbers do include that rollout. I'm sorry that I skipped over that. It's a very important thing to know.
So yes. I can understand why the parents want the kids on this, but you're competing with the kids' attention, in particular with ADD kids. Why are they going to use Yondrr versus all the other things that they might be playing with on their computer or on their phone?
We think, and actually this has been from feedback that we've gotten, that one of the #1 reasons will probably be because it gets their parents off their back. And if you think about it, all of a sudden what we've done is we've created a situation where a child is given some responsibility and the parents no longer have to be subjective. It's all very objective. Either the activities get done or they don't get done. And the reason we embedded gaming concepts, I mean, I wouldn't go, well, I guess it depends on whose definition of a game you use. Though we do qualify to be considered a game, but it has to be fun. And this is why we've used avatars for interaction. This is why we have characters. This is why we have rewards to make it more engaging. But we think ultimately, because it solves a problem for the parent, that the parent is going to be the one who initially pushes this, and we think what will happen is the children will learn that it's really not so bad after all. And in fact, it's probably a little fun.
Any other questions? Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.